Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go!
Third! Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No. And of course, you gotta get the coffin spin. Yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mike the Ref Twitch stream here for a lovely, I didn't even check the camera if it was going to work, lovely Wednesday night here, April 17, 2024. Been a little bit of a crazy 24 hours, and that almost seems like par for the course here for an AEW show. Whether it's Tony Khan showing off video and having the world blow up, whether it's Jack Perry getting over like the biggest villain in the world, whether it's the Oklahoma State Boxing Commission, let me correct myself, deciding that it wants to give up on worrying about who it's doing, whose cousin, and more worried about what gender is going out to work a wrestling match. We got news on Adam Cole today that is not very good, but unfortunately, it just seems like his ankle problems are just not getting better. Yeah, and I promised you guys a little story about what I did this week here. But before we do anything here, thank you. Welcome for coming by. I truly do appreciate it. It has been a lot of fun here this week. And we're getting ready for a huge Dynasty show coming up here on Sunday. This lineup, the way the Dynasty's set up here with Swerve and Joe at the top of the card, we got Willow and Julia, we got Deonna and Tony, we got Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay, we got Team Chicken Hawk, I believe is what Copeland called them, Kingston, Briscoe, and Copeland versus the House of Black. I'm assuming we're probably going to get a six-man tag title match with the Acclaimed and the Bull Club Gold. Rated Chicken Hawk. Sorry, yes. And Zodiac, good to see you here. It's been a very fun week. We got a whole bunch going on here. And yeah, we got there's been a lot that's going down. But like I said earlier in one of posts I had on the old X machine, I do have to, I gotta let you guys know what happened this week. It's been such a relaxation compared to what we've been doing here over the last. Before I say this, I want to say that I do really appreciate everybody in content creation and all the hard work that they have to do. Not only to become buzzworthy, but just to create a good atmosphere around here. One thing I've done this week is after the old video footage went out and everybody decided to bomb all over it as soon as they saw it, whether it was from the CM Punk clan or whether it was just people that just thought it was a horrible idea. Some people still think it was a horrible idea. I have other thoughts about that. I think that what happened with Jack Perry as a result of it is going to be a great opening the door thing. And if it sort of crapped on Punk a little bit, so be it. Whatever. In that case, it a little bit of bad tasted away, but hell, I've tasted a lot of bad food lately. So, but one thing I've done after Thursday night, I hung out in the Heels Pops and Chair Shots podcast and chatted up what was going on there. After that, I downloaded the podcast all week because I do support a lot of content creators. When it comes to wrestling, we have our own Andrea Melball here. We got Mike McGuire and the Team MOW pods that are going up. Those are ones I watch quite frequently here. For watch-alongs for SmackDown, I usually head over to Wheezy Blonde's chat. just to hang out and see what kind of positive connections everybody's having there. But I didn't listen to anything this week. When I'm downloading the sidecasts or whether the podcasts, I got the download numbers, so like my creator friends get credit for the download. But I didn't listen to anything this week. All my podcasts I listened to today this week were all gaming related. Whether it be Remember the Game, talking about some classic games this week, including Golden Sun today. Whether it's Retro Hangover, going after Donkey Kong, which actually I had a lot of fun about that. Can't wait to hear what the comments are about Donkey Kong 2. Zodiac, I know I hung out in your chat on Sunday night. Guys started talking about wrestling. I got in there, and then I just got in there with wrestling, and then I'm like, wait a second, let's just back it right back out. It's April. Get the first one for the night. But yeah, we had that, and a lot of video game content. Just get yourself away from wrestling a little bit, because hell, one day back in of heavy duty listening to wrestling didn't turn you on. Oh no, not at all. It wasn't a turn off for that point. It was more I know a lot of people have different ideas about wrestling, and I don't want to deter them, because I know we were talking about one of the comments that actually I laughed pretty good about was everybody was talking about how Macho Man was one of those guys that didn't have any dirt on him, and I just there's actually a pretty big piece of dirt on Macho that a lot of people don't talk about because he's already dead. His brother, I have a story personally with him that could get him a little bit of trouble too, so I'll just stay out of it, let it go. There's been a lot of negativity in this world. Sometimes you just have to sit back and deal with the positives. And that's what we're getting here tonight. What's happening today, we're going to turn a negative into a positives that go on here. Like, hell, I didn't even bring up the story about Janelle Grant bringing up the fact that Cena and Rock are commonly conversing with one Vincent McMahon, as apparently Vince just returned from a trip in Turks and Caicos after adopting 6 cats and a dog. If I ever needed that what the button on my Stream Deck, that would probably be it. But yeah, it looks like the saga with The Rock and Cena involving with Mr. McMahon might change a few things going forward here. We'll have to see, but it's way too early to speculate, so whatever. The big thing I just want fixed right now is what happened in Oklahoma today. They released notes of their board meeting or their city hall meeting from the boxing commission. Vinnie Mac, a catastic philanthropist now. You can't be mad at an animal lover. Here's what I say to him. Personally, I think he should meet up with Henry and Phineas Godwin and get a little slop drop. But that's just me. After Oklahoma basically told AEW, do not have a transgender person, a recognized transgender person on your card, or there will be further consequences. It's been amazing watching everybody just literally crap all over this, and it's so true. Like, the fact that there's a boxing and wrestling commission still around, probably the only time he had good intentions with pussies. I'll give you that one too. But yeah, like, it's so ass backwards in some places, and just so much fear in people. And that's the big thing. They're scared of what they don't know about. Well, this seems like a little bit more normal. Having Moxley come out to open the show. It's been a month since we've had Moxley open the show. Usually it's with a match, but it almost looks like when he's coming out that he has like a bad hip or a bad foot. I only say that from experience. If there's any event where you think there would be an issue, it would be professional wrestling. Yes, it's a sport, but sport performance. Now the Rose isn't Lily fighting the little. So I was mentioning it in your Discord, remember the game Discord earlier, and I actually put a comment on X when you responded about it. In 2018, I had to deal with the Edmonton Boxing and Wrestling Commission, and let's face it, they were just there to collect tax money and produce a end of year banquet for us, which we had to pay tickets for, and they had different categories or whatever. There was a boxer, Tim Hague, who actually died recently after a fight in 2018 because he didn't fill out his medical card properly in terms of what matches he had. So he actually had a match too soon and got knocked out too soon. So therefore, he shouldn't have been fighting. He ended up fighting. He ended up dead. So they basically banned all pro wrestling and boxing from Edmonton. So last time you ever see me in a damn suit, full top to bottom suit, having to talk to city council to explain to them that wrestling isn't wrestling and you need to fix this now. Or wrestling isn't boxing and you need to fix this now. I know for about a month straight I was talking with our city councilor about that. Just trying to explain to him what the situation is here and how to fix it. So before we actually got in there, they decided to already put the legislation in place to get rid of wrestling out of the council. And they wanted to wait an extra month, and we're like, no. Who's got that original ref side down there? Somebody bean that guy. I love this. How do companies like New Japan determine champions that have storylines planned out like North American wrestling organizations? Just curious how they decide the belt on Outside Stars. Well, from what I've heard, by the way, good to see you here tonight, Jagger. Try to weave in and out between Moxley's convo. I might just wait till we're all done here with the convo. We gotta come up with something better than you deserve it all the time. Just make it unique somehow. Back when it actually looked like a better title? I love Moxley promos, by the way. Ha! I love this. This is equivalent to the Copeland promo a couple weeks ago. Oh, goody. Looks like we might get Takeshita after all here. I love how straightforward Moxley is. Ooh. All right, this is how we're going to intertwine this. I like this. Hey, Cameron. How'd the game go yesterday? Doing good tonight. Just John Moxley's got a hell of a promo going on right now. Moxley Hobbs? Crowd's like, oh. So we're getting Hobbs versus Moxley next week. Where's Callis already? Yeah? All right, there's a promo. I'll get Zodiac quickly. They have to have Dynamite in Jacksonville next week because the draft's coming up. So Tony needs to be near the office because the NFL draft's coming up, and he's part of the draft room, right? So they'll probably that's why it's probably hooked up that way. But let's go back here. Jagger, you're asking a little bit about the booking and how things work. Well, first of all, you got to make sure that you're on good terms with the other wrestler. Oh. Yeah. My theory on that Zodiac is the fact that her ankle still isn't 100% yet. That I don't know if she needs a little bit more time to heal up. Because they are a little crazy about if they're going to book it that way. So if they're going to book her that late to wrestle, I will have a little faith to see how it goes. But at the same time, I would like not to have her on every single week. I know it's blasphemous talking through Copeland entrance, but yeah, Jagger, back to your question. We're gonna get through this here. As long as the wrestler is available, the promotion allows it. I know on a local level, it used to be you could never have it, that you would always have your champion lose to any other outside wrestler from another promotion. You would never let them win in your promotion. But things have changed. I think locally the best example I could give is the second ever Top Talent Wrestling champion here in Edmonton ended up being Masha Slamovich. And she ended up doing a 4-month run with the title. Oh, so now we're just gonna get an attack here, right? This is where you get Mercedes to come out for the replacement, right? And Julie's just taking a nice little walk because she can't even tag in. Actually, technically, if Brody tagged out to Julia, wouldn't it just be a count-out victory? All right, back up 12 steps here. We're going to get through this yet. It's one thing about AEW. Everything just, forfeit, exactly. But if the promotion's willing to do it, if you're contracted to another promotion, the other promoter's willing, you just make sure you can set up the schedule so that the wrestler can make those dates that he needs to. And Tony Khan actually offered to give Mox the time off so that he could definitely go do these matches over in Japan, because he's already booked for, I think it's like 5 or 6 shows over in Japan now that he's champion. And then from there, you just write the story. With New Japan and AEW, it's a little easier to book stories for the fact they tell most of their stories in the ring. Hey, Ed, how you doing here today? Hope you're doing well. Enjoy your lurk. Get ready for your podcast. Are you guys recording tonight? I'd assume you got another Marvel talk going on. Copeland's just going to get worn out here. As we head to our first commercial break. Picture in picture. Oh, just a heads up for you guys. If you're in Canada right now, you have to lurk mid-show due to record. Hey, you know what? That's fine. I appreciate it. I know the recording is very important here. Need to get out and start doing a little bit more myself here, but that's so we can talk about another time here. What's more important here right now, I don't know if this applies down in the States, but I do know this applies in Canada because I just looked at it today. If you're in Canada and you got the FITE app, the FITE app, They are offering a 3 pay-per-view deal right now for $100, which includes Dynasty, Double or Nothing, and Forbidden Door. I jumped on it like a dirty shirt. So normally these pay-per-views cost $50 a piece, but you're getting all 3 for $100. So you're saving yourself $50. So if you're in Canada and you have the Fight app, make sure you check that out. I recommend getting the $100 for 3. Then you're clear all the way up until All In London. All the pay-per-views are covered. So just my good word for the day for everybody. I know that I put a post out on that. I got to work on getting more out on Instagram and all that lovely stuff. But yeah, in terms of what companies are doing here, and I'm sure they're going to probably end up putting on Shota Umino, who is Moxley's young boy. Or else they're going to put somebody over like a David Finlay or somebody. I don't know enough about New Japan to honestly give a prediction on that, but if I would honestly recommend Andre Melball. Ask them. Andre Melball's Wrestling Talk. They're up once a week on the Our Local Establishment Pod, and they're all simulcast on our channel as well on the Backbreaker video side. Look at Julia cinching in that sleeper pretty good. As they're all looking for Willow right now. It almost looked like Brody was looking to tag, and he's like, wait a second, I can't tag right now. I would like to see Brody get a real solid singles run here going forward. I love the fact that that lower bowl is absolutely full for what it looks like from the screen right now. I do know that AEW is trying to get down to the lower size theaters now. Are they still calling it Fight in Canada? Oh yeah, that's right, Triller. It is the Triller app. Oh, it's $70 American, $100 Canadian. But yeah, if you get a chance, get it. If you're an AEW fan, for the amount that one pay-per-view costs, get the 3 package. It just makes sense. But thank you for confirming that, Jaeger. And yeah, that will save you a ton of money here. Like, I'm assuming that you guys have to pay $39.99 for your pay-per-views. Because we pay $49.99 up here. So $70 to $120, that's still a $50 savings for you guys. But the only reason I said Fight TV still is, even though they've changed it to Triller, they haven't changed their Twitter handle yet. It's still Fight TV. Orange Cassidy, Shane Taylor. All right. Shane Taylor getting the run. Let's go. Well, yeah, absolutely. Do yourself a favor. Get the pay-per-view. I know we're going to be here for the sidecast. Sun's come up with Andre, so I'm not 100% sure if he's going to be able to join me yet. They did the same thing last fall, but I was too cheap to buy 3 pay-per-views in advance, but then I ended up buying them one by one, spent more. That's the thing, and a lot of people do that just because they're not sure. I think we all could say very clearly and easily that AEW pay-per-views are definitely worth it now. Because I think pretty much in their entire existence, they might have had one bad pay-per-view. And that was mainly because Tony Khan decided to overbook the main event a little bit crazily. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about Full Gear last year. With the whole Adam Cole subbing in for MJF to face Jay White, and then MJF hurting his knee during the first match and all that, so. So Mercedes comes in here, challenges and wins against Julia Dynasty, Willow versus Mercedes. I could see that. No, it's Willow and Mercedes are actually going to be at Double or Nothing. That's the debut match. I don't think I've ever seen Copeland do it inside out. At least not in the last 10 years. No, you'll probably end up getting a Mercedes versus another. It's Julia Willow at Dynasty right now, yeah. And then the winner gets Mercedes at Double or Nothing, is what the planned booking is. So. Oh, the little KT tape Saul's all right. Little KT tape on the shoulder and the neck. Wow, that's a smart tag. Willow just said, "Screw you, Brody, let's go." All right, well, that took care of the guys now. Now we get the girls' part here. Brody just getting clobbered in the corner. And Julia just pulls up the chain and gets the victory. Now, could it have been Sky Blue who did the sneak attack? I really do hope that they change your music a little bit for coming out like this. Because they said it's supposed to be 8 CEOs before that thing flashes on the screen with their name. Like, even if you have that edit where it just gets to the point where it's her face. And even Copeland's like, "What are you doing?" Got the mutual handshake, okay. All right, we got a lot of faces going off here. It's somewhat of an abrupt ending, but not bad. Like, let's face it, we're not supposed to deal with a whole lot of stuff going on here tonight. a lot of finishing of stories, getting him to the pay-per-view, last little details. We're going to hear from Joe. We're going to hear from Swerve. Nothing too crazy. And who's Renee hanging out with? Oh, so I just magically dropped in my kitchen. So Samoa Joe's trying to turn this into a Dreader Tatum Homer Simpson thing. Ha! Okay. We're playing the choke artist game here? So now they're going to this. Jesus. Sorry, I just saw in the corner there the advertisement for the next match here. I totally forgot that this was even on here. We got the New Elite versus Penta, Daniel Garcia, and Pac. Like, hello? Like, 4 days away from a pay-per-view. And I wonder what the Bucks' reaction is going to be when they get out here. If we're going to hear CM Punk chants going on, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think they really care at this point because they're getting that crowd heat that they've always wanted, and they think the fans are going to get to them with it. If the fans think they can get to them over it, and it works a little bit, they might do it more, and it just, yeah, who knows. But a special programming note for Saturday here. Due to the NBA play-in tournament, Rampage is postponed from Friday to Saturday immediately following Collision. So we're going to have a bit of a 4-hour extravaganza here. We're going to hang out for Collision. We're going to hang out for Rampage. And then we have our own Fastlane pay-per-view as part of WWE 2K24. If I have enough wrestlers to actually book a damn show at that point. Because, well, let's just say after I made a trade or two, it's sort of a bad choice. I unfortunately decided to, when I gave up Fallon Henley for Becky Lynch, I didn't realize I had to alternate for the contracts too. So all the money I made up during the last pay-per-view, I sort of gave it away in a trade. And now my top heel has decided she wanted to go face, so I put her face. Now I think I have I only got 2 heels on the women's side on the roster, so we'll see how things go. We'll break it down after Dynamite tonight. We're going to get into Week 14, which is our go-home show to Fastlane. But yeah, after every AEW sidecast here, except for the one after Mania, because I was balls crazy that we had to be done at like 2 a.m. for the East Coasters. We're going to have WWE 2K24 GM mode here. Just see how we can progress when we're booking our own show. Let me just tell you this right now. I'm surviving, but these next few weeks are going to be a little, to say the least. One thing I do have to say about AEW, and one thing I really do enjoy about them, you don't have to do a lot to book an AEW show in terms of the talent here. In chat, maybe you can tell me what match you're looking forward to the most coming up this Sunday. Because a lot of people are looking at this tag match. A lot of people are looking at the main event with Swerve and Joe. Well, Tony got one spot on TV tonight. Adam made a point of his show yesterday that AEW is still trucking despite the entire top. Yeah, that... I put out a little graphic here, was on Monday, listing everybody that was injured right now. They literally have a pay-per-view lineup on the injury list. Like, if you just literally took everybody that was injured right now and threw them on a pay-per-view, it might rival anything you see upcoming this month. Between Dynasty, between Backlash, and yeah, it just... Hey, Mr. Callahan, how you doing here tonight? Hope you're doing well. We're having a lot of fun watching AEW tonight. Right now, we are half hour in, and we're in on our second match already. Our first one, the mixed tag match, Willow and Copeland versus Brody and Julia. It ended up being essentially two singles matches and a very quick women's match. It was after a little distraction spot and Willow beating up Brody a little bit. Julia hit Willow with a chain after she was injured in the back prior to coming out. Just sat down in the man cave and turned on AEW. Yeah. You're going to have fun with this match here. Because, yeah, if you haven't seen Okada, if you don't know much about Okada, let's put it this way. Ospreay and Okada are the two big steals out of New Japan. Technically, Mercedes was signed to New Japan as well, but Okada over the last, well, chat, you can agree with me, the last 10 years, maybe Okada might be the top wrestler there. And just ran out of, frankly, just ran out of stuff to do. Tony Khan comes up with a buttload of money. And the fact he gets to work with the Bucks. Roman fears Ospreay. I love it. I love the sides and the back. Tribalism at its finest. Ooh. Sorry, I used the T word. That's bad. I just find it interesting that they do have a lot of typical Collision talent. That's a hell of a shirt. I'm a little upset I didn't see that shirt today. I actually placed an order on shopaew.com today. If you didn't see, they have a brand new Street Fighter X AEW shirt. With Jury and Tony Storm. Which I posted that I saw the shirt, and the first comment I get, oh, Julia Hart would have been a better fit. I'm sorry, but Tony Storm is the hottest product right now in AEW in terms of the women's division. You notice that even though Pac is supposed to be one of the good guys in this match, he still refuses to go through the good guy tunnel. Like the right tunnel is supposed to be for the faces and the left one's for the heels. But Pac will never, ever, regardless of affiliation, he will always come out the heel tunnel. Because he's a bastard. But yeah, Jake, we were just talking about it earlier, and I'm going to talk about this a lot tonight if guys are coming in and out, ladies are coming in and out. Triller TV, formerly known as the Fight TV app, they are offering a pay-per-view deal right now. In the States, it's $70 for the next 3 AEW pay-per-views. In Canada, it is $99.99. For the next 3 pay-per-views, which are Dynasty this Sunday, Double or Nothing next May long weekend in the States, and then Canada Day long weekend in Canada, it's Forbidden Door, the Sunday of. So, if you could get on it and you save yourself a little bit of money, which, let's face it, everybody needs to save a little bit of money these days. I really love that blue gear from Penta. It sort of made me weird a little, like weird as in what are you doing? And Okada just casually walks in, boots him in the face, takes off. That's not a bad deal. No, it's not. So I highly recommend picking that up if you can, because basically that'll take you to every pay-per-view all the way up to the Wembley show in August. Oh, we just found out today, well, we weren't really searching for it, but we found out today that if you are looking for something special, next Wednesday on Dynamite, they're going to be in Jacksonville, and that's a very small venue with a lot of history behind it. They got to be in Jacksonville because Tony's got to deal with the NFL draft coming up. Oh my God, those 3 hits have got to be horrible. And Garcia's just taking nothing for granted here. Oh, look out. Everybody getting dropped. And then, oh my goodness. Should always watch out for the legal man. He'll probably want to put on a good show for his Jacksonville. It's not exactly the biggest crowd in the world, but they did announce that Powerhouse Hobbs is going to be taking on John Moxley, who just won the New Japan Pro Wrestling IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. That's going to be our main event next week, so... All right, we're getting Hobbs and Jericho in an interview sometime tonight. Can we put a mantra out in this world that Jericho doesn't get a match on the pay-per-view? We would like to get away from having a popcorn match, piss break match, whatever way you want to call it. One thing I got to say about this, and one thing that disheartens me a little bit here, I know it's probably not going to happen just because, well, old people don't like to get involved in politics unless it directly it does affect them in a way, but I wish that Jim Ross would say something about what happened with Nyla Rose today by the Oklahoma Boxing Commission. Because if you got one of your own actually commenting about it publicly and calling out the Boxing Commission for basically transphobia, I think it would do a lot more than just everybody else commenting about it. If you didn't hear off the top of the show, we were talking about it. They've actually sent out a "Don't do this again or else" for putting Nyla Rose on AEW programming while in Oklahoma. That you're allowing an openly transgender wrestler to work in your company. Well, I'm sorry, but oh goody, the Bucks are doing commentary. But it's picture in picture, so none of us know what he's talking about, right? But it has to be said. What do you guys think about the Bucks' turn here and the way they've been these cocky heels, the way they are basically playing up into that EVP role? Do you like the fact that they're exuding their authority without actually being authority figures? Matt's got to be loving this right now. Oh, come on. You're supposed to have to keep the microphone on you the whole time here. And Pac's just going to go absolutely nuts. I love Pac when he does his snap German here. Between his snap German and Kenny Omega's snapdragon, it's been week to week for you. Some weeks I like it, some weeks I don't. Last week didn't bother me with the video. Didn't bother me with the video. If they were to do it, it was probably the best way to do so. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and I guess we could talk about it now during this match as we're going along here, as Pac's absolutely ripping everybody. My thoughts on the video 1 week later. One, At least they used it for something on AEW side to further their story about what's going on. It wasn't the A1 attempt that I wanted, but at least it was like, I'd say a strong B, a plan B compared to what I would have done. Number 2, if you guys haven't heard, Jack Perry's gear is now, or Jack Perry's merch is the number 1 selling merch on for New Japan altogether. And on that modified air raid crash, I love how Penta just comes out of a boot you upside the head. Anyway, all the merch on Jack Perry's personal site was sold out twice. So with that being said, while it feels like a bit of a carny thing to do, I think it set up absolutely everything it needed to be. And I think the final piece of it, Fear Factor, okay. Oh no, that's the pump handle suplex, sorry. Pump handle driver. I love how you drag smart tag team wrestling. Drag your partner to your corner. And Okada's got Arch's back so they face to face better. Is he actually going to hit the Black Arrow on Okada now? You're going to have to hit that tomorrow, guaranteed. But it's so nice to watch Pac the way that he is right now. Pac is absolutely... Yeah, well, Pac's got muscles in places I didn't even know I had places. Shout out to Jerry Lawler for that one. Sorry, just got to send this one quick note out while I'm watching here. Oh, God. Okada had to... Well, you know Garcia was going to be eating a pin in this match. And that was elementary right there. It's going to turn to a bit of a Shivani saying every week that Okada's top drop kick is the best he's ever seen. Yeah, well, I think it's going to be the Bucks going after... Say yeah! No. Well, I guess FTR ain't here tonight. I do appreciate that it's an FTR chant, not a CM Punk chant. Okay, now we're going to get into a few of these spots, I guess. Does New Japan have an affiliation with AEW? I feel like they have a... They actually do have a working relationship with them. However, Okada and Ospreay did sign. They did feel it was a bit of a bone of contention. Tickle him! Go... Well, Pac's weapon of choice is the hammer. Oh, now we get the Jericho and Hook matchup after the commercial. Great. Well, if anybody needs to go get any libations or go have to have a cigarette as you're going along, and not that I promote cigarette smoking, but Jake, to answer your question, they do have an affiliation. The Forbidden Door pay-per-view that's coming up on the 30th of June, that's actually a co-branded show with New Japan. So... as, of course, we hit the commercial break. Well, they got the commercial break here, so it works out perfect. Sorry, I just want to get a little drink in here. But it looks like we are going to start getting a little bit more Stardom use in AEW, which Azam, who came out last week, it's pretty much confirmed that she will work for Forbidden Door as well. That just came down the pipe earlier today as well. So it's going to be a lot of a fun time here when it comes to everybody that New Japan's coming over. Forbidden Door is going to be fun. Double or Nothing. I have my reservations about Double or Nothing being in Vegas again, but we could talk about that after we're done here and we get a little bit more of a card set up. But Dynasty this weekend, my goodness, that's going to be an amazing show. I'm surprised we haven't had another match booked yet for it, but yeah, now that we're back from the commercial break, Jake, just to reiterate what I was saying before, yes, there is an interaction between New Japan and AEW. It's mostly felt that Jack Perry is over in New Japan on an AEW contract, and he's sort of like on an excursion or a borrowing point right now, which I got a feeling we're going to have a lot more of that going forward here, because TK's got a whole lot of talent that he has been using lately. And when all these talents start coming back from injury, there's only X amount of space available, right? So I got a feeling a lot of these wrestlers are going to be moving out to New Japan, to CMLL. Unfortunately, there's going to be more releases. And I know what they said about the Anthony Henry deal and what happened there. I could see what's going to happen with him, with the fact that they released him, but they'll bring him back on a per appearance deal. All right, States people, help me out here. Austin Proc, Junkomania Junk Removal. Gotta love your sponsors, right? And here's the reason they asked for the overrun. Jericho's going to go full-blown heel here tonight, I think. He's going to go full-blown heel and go after Taz, not just Hook, right? All right, we're not getting any verbal introductions other than the music and the commentators. So I like that. They're speeding this up a little bit. Because what? We've still got 3 more matches left tonight, right? We got Ospreay and Castagnoli, which I guarantee will have to main event. We got Mariah May and Deonna Purrazzo, which will be a hell of a lot of fun. And they announced Orange Cassidy in action tonight. I'm drawing a blank on who he's supposed to face. I think it's a Butcher, probably. I should start writing this stuff down as we're going on during the show here, but maybe that's why I'm failing here at the GM mode in 2K, even though I'm in first place. I don't write anything down, so I don't have anything organized. And Hook's just sitting there eating his chips. I love it. Try to decide if I want to go see a Fozzy when they come to Greenville. Although it's a super small venue, I don't know if I want to be there to... Honestly, Jagger, I've been to a Fozzy concert. It's not bad. It's a Judas Priest tribute band, for lack of a better term. They do have all their own material, but it just sounds like it. If that's the kind of music you enjoy, I'd say go. Going there just for Jericho, he'll use a few of those like that, but... I love how he says he's the learning tree, yet next to him is like the literal learning tree of... Taz is Hook's real dad. He's using Jericho Vortex. I think this is more that we've used in a very long time. Wizard Mountain. And Hook's just eating his shit's like, whatever. And the whole crowd's like, no, please, no. Which has a higher elevation, Space Mountain or Wizard Mountain? I'd say Space Mountain. Oldest ride, longest line. I love how it's just one line. It's like, you don't have to get... Oh, shit. Here we go. Is it just me, or is Taz gonna be
One more for the good guys.
Thank you for the follow there, BG Trance. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Players Pit. Enjoy the food, enjoy the snack. Whoa, okay. Enjoy the food, enjoy the snacks. Watch out for the punch, but speaking of punch, Jericho just shoved Taz. That might be the dumbest move I've seen. I love this. This crowd has got it right over the top. Not Sunday. Hook is gonna kill you. Jaeger, be careful what you wish for, because the last time Hook was on 0 Hour, we ended up with somebody fired after the show. But Jericho still got that damn mic in his hand. So they just, yeah, they're not even going to let him talk after. I love it. I believe that's the term you're looking for here, Jaeger. Jericho loves a mic. Yeah, I don't want to know what he does with that. He should work for TNA if he's going to keep getting up like this all the time. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, so our main event spot's going to be Joe and Swerve probably. Oh, it's an absolutely great night, I know. I'm taking it Boston's winning big tonight. Okay, here we go. Tony Storm wearing all black, getting ready for a funeral. Tenor Huck, complete gate shutout, fast game we never see, 1 hour, 50 minutes. Hey, pitch clock will do that for you. Congratulations, Cameron. I'll give you a little air horn here for your Red Sox winning tonight. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. What a shock that Jordan Romano and Eric Swanson come off the injury list and we blow a save. Could have swept the Yankees, but Swanson had to blow it. Oh, this is going to be a fun match. Like, this could be a pay-per-view quality match right here. Like, let's face it, this entire show, in many respects, could be a pay-per-view show. Just get rid of some of the fluff in the middle. Like, even the Jericho one wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. I really do hope that Tony Khan doesn't come out with a, well, now we're going to present Jericho versus Hook on the pay-per-view now. Even do it for Double or Nothing if you want. Just don't do it now. Oh, I saw some of the Blue Jays talk pros like Allison Barger, Worcester. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, if you didn't hear Yager talking about Battle of the Belts, first of all, Athena did absolutely tremendous. Once again, it was a great choice for us to. It was a great choice for us to watch along for that on Saturday, and it seems like a lot of other people did too. Apparently, Battle of the Belts got 400,000 people for their US TV rating. Which, put it into perspective here, and this is what I've been trying to explain a while now. Trying to go finish your grinding. All right, you have fun. I finished another conquest yesterday off stream, so. But to put it in context, about 400,000 people. Typically, a movie or whatever they have in that spot, pre-collision era, was getting approximately 100,000 viewers. So basically, they've gone to 3 to 4 times the size of an audience. They're saying embraced. They were freaking making out. Well, according to me, it'd be making out because, you know, it's all relative scale, right? Yeah, I think Shivani's got bang on. It's great to see the women of Stardom show up here. And we're carrying on some storylines. Still like your idea about putting in the old WCW Saturday Night Time. So absolutely. If they could back it up a couple hours, I think they could absolutely get a higher number. But yeah, like 8:05 is too late for the East Coast. Here, it's perfect. We get to watch during supper for the most part. And as we're cheating here in Western Canada, The second half of our hockey double headers go on at 8 o'clock Mountain, which is 10 Eastern, right after Collision ends. So just perfectly works itself into that for our end. However, if you're trying to get your big audience on the East Coast, you aren't going to be able to get that many people unless you get an earlier time slot. Because with all due respect, most people aren't checking out wrestling on a Saturday night online unless you're checking it out with me. Remember that. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell everyone. Pop in here. We're here every Saturday night for Collision. We are going to be here for Dynasty coming up this Sunday. And I am going to have a guest with me, Andre C. If you saw me fooling around with my phone, I was just confirming that he's going to be here. He's going to join me online here as we watch the pay-per-view. So it's going to be a two-man sidecast. That's the only reason I would watch WCW Saturday night. It was right in that void between Saturday afternoon, whatever I was doing Saturday night. Exactly. Like, it's that one thing, like, I know myself personally, I get off work at 4. I would get home, it'd probably already be started. I could catch up on it, go through till 6, and then you have a blast after, right? You're on the East Coast, 8 o'clock start, it's about as late I can go on a work night. Yeah, like, that's the thing, like, it is a work night for me too, and I completely empathize with you there. And it's just such an inconvenient time for so many people on the East Coast. Like for us, it works out perfect. After this, I get into a little bit of WWE 2K like we've been doing. And that actually takes us right up to about 9 o'clock. So for most people, you're heading to bed about 11:30 when you're not completely old. Oh, and I just saw the note that just came up here about the Fourth Wall store. I actually just ordered samples today for myself. So I will show you guys on stream when I do get them in. I picked up one of the baseball tees, one of the t-shirts, shorts, pants, and one of the black coffee mugs. The extra large ones. So yeah, once they come in, I will show you guys, and you guys can make decisions for yourself or just check them out now. If you're down in the States, shipping is cheaper than it is in Canada. But it's still not horrendous. Oh, nice reversal, Deonna. I love how Excalibur's a little flustered right now just looking at a leg. And it's weird because he's the only one that works one night a week right now. Well, I guess Taz only works one as well. My bad. Because Nigel wasn't around last week, so we had Magic Matt Menard, the Magic Man, on commentary with Shivani, which actually a lot of people enjoyed from what I saw. Mariah just literally sat out of it. For some reason, I don't think that hip attack is as effective as Tony Storm's, but nice reversal. And here comes Thunder Rosa. You knew she was going to be coming out. It's setting up for what's going to happen this... Jesus, Luther! I love Shivani. Steamrolled his ass, didn't he? Oh, and this is where Toni Storm pushes her into Deonna. Oh, wait. Nope. Does JR still commentate? I think he does special events more than anything. Okay, the smear job actually sold it for me. Just wrapping lipstick on her face didn't do a whole lot for me, but the smearing is a callback to a couple weeks ago when Toni Storm did the same thing to Thunder Rosa in her face paint. That's about as much feeling as you're going to get out of her when you say bang, bang, gang. With all due respect, any more enthusiasm she puts into it will be turned into a Pornhub commercial. Never forget when Mick Foley got chokeslammed through the top of the cell. My God, he's broken in half. Oh, no, it's my God, he killed him. Yeah, I remember that one. The one in the ring, not out of the ring. All right, so it looks like we're getting... Yeah, this is the other match that we knew was coming. The trios match, essentially the unification match of the trios titles. But yeah, JR does special matches here and there. I know he called Sting's last match. I do believe he's under contract for the next 2 years, but he's only going to come in and do a match or two at a time because, let's face it, if he tries to do one of these 4-hour pay-per-views at the pace that they do them, it's definitely not going to be... It's not going to be a lot of fun, to say the least, for him when he loses his voice, losing it. He loses track of matches after a while, so it's actually pretty... I like the way they're using JR. Just bring him in, give him the one quality spot here and there every once in a while. But yeah, I think the fact that it looks like they're probably going to unify the championships coming up at the pay-per-view. Probably the smartest decision they made right now because the ROH Trios titles haven't been doing much. Let's face it, the last time I think the AEW Trios titles were defended was a week after they got them from the House of Black. It's been forever. So... yeah, I would definitely find a way to unite those titles, put them together, and try to. Yeah, neither of those well, Jagger, I do have to say that the trios titles for ROH were defended just over a week ago. It was a surprise match at Supercard of Honor where we had Alex Zane, Lance Archer, and Minoru Suzuki challenge the Bang Bang Gang for the ROH titles on the Supercard of Honor pay-per-view. And the amount of pop that I got for Suzuki showing up there, it was worth it, I think. It was actually a really fun time seeing Suzuki Goon back together in a big way there. Really fun match, but yes, the ROH Trios titles have been defended just over 2 weeks ago. So I don't know how much sooner since then it's been done or how long it's been since then. But yeah, definitely the AEW ones haven't been defended in a while. As we're getting Orange Cassidy versus Shane Taylor. Oh, here we go. Wow. Okay. Yes, 0 hour. Just the fact that we're getting that on the 0 hour instead of on the main show, I will say that helps out quite a bit. And those that are on the commercial break, thank you for hanging out through those. They are automated. I can delay them, but I can't avoid them. So I basically just let them run through here. During the sidecast, I try to anchor some of my comments around them if I can. But I find during gameplay, I usually don't, just because it's a little privilege for people that either pick up Twitch Turbo, which I would highly recommend if you really can't afford a sub and you want to support. Twitch.tv/turbo. It allows you to skip all the commercials, and still the ad money from the commercials will go to the streamer in question. So, and if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, it's that little battery thing in the top, that corner over there. So, and I get it. Today's economy, it's a little tight on cash. I find it's a really good way to help out all creators while not indenting a huge hole in your pocketbook. So, this Dynamite crowd is going to be so confused because Taylor usually is just a Collision guy. Like, we haven't had but Taylor's going to have So Boston Dynamic has just come up with a new robot that's completely sentient. Oi. I'd be so pissed if I was the guy behind that Miss You Hangman sign. Oh, it's a little kid, so you got to be a little bit patient. But I'd like to see Anthony Ogogo get a little bit more work, personally. Just because they brought him back up, right? So yeah, they just mentioned it here, the Collision and Rampage back-to-back. It's due to the New Orleans Sacramento game on TNT coming up this Friday as part of the play-in tournament. I like that Cassidy literally does the no before they did it. See, you should actually be throwing out a little right hand here. Just give Ogogo a right hand. Moriarty having some fun with the fans out of ringside. Ow. I don't care if you have a superpower of having your hands in your pocket, but that's going to hurt no matter what. So we're getting Castagnoli and Ospreay still, and we still got to get through this match, and we have a closing segment tonight. Thank God we have a bit of an overrun. I would assume that we're going to use that overrun the day before a pay-per-view, or the week before a pay-per-view. It makes sense, because you're trying to get all those extra viewers in to come in for the pay-per-view this Sunday, so... But yeah, shout out to Cassidy. Every match seems like he's getting the crap beaten out of him somehow. And now Taylor going to the fist when the commercial is in picture-in-picture. So this actually makes a lot of sense. Because you're not going to get that auditory sound, right? It's actually a very smart picture-in-picture technique, right? Oh. Well, that headbutt hurt. I'm actually surprised Moriarty didn't try to get another few cheap shots in here. But I have to ask you, like, for anybody in chat, we pretty much have the cards set right now. Which match are you most looking forward to this weekend? There's such a dichotomy of matches. I'd like to see what... I want to see how they're going to do the... like, how many stars that Meltzer's going to give Danielson versus Ospreay. We could get our first ever 10-star match. And I would love to see Meltzer just troll everybody by giving it like 2 stars. Just to see what's going to happen. Maybe we'll see the world melt down at this point. Like, I don't know how many times we've seen AEW get caught under the fire. How many times WWE's been caught in fire lately. It always seems to come around due to some tribalistic stuff from certain people. I would love to see somebody start to play into it a little bit. And I mean on the other end, not on the promotions end. We've had enough of that already. Have Meltzer come out and say every match on AEW is 1 star. Meltzer, give a Jinder Mahal match 5 stars in WWE. Could you imagine? Oh God, this sucks. That's a hard head you're trying to break there. Try to go over the DDT, he just says nope. Oh, nice. You know Cassidy's going to have a bunch of reversals everywhere. I'm surprised. Ogogo, I thought, would just hit him with a punch, throw back in the ring. Oh, Jesus. That Northern Larry was nuts. So they just replaced Penta and... Okay. They just released Penta and Garcia with FTR. Folks, I think we got a match to see on Saturday. I'm assuming Dax takes the pin in that match again, but we'll see. Jesus. Taylor ain't getting nothing in terms of victories, but uh-oh. All right, well, Cassidy's out. Shivani calls him a force. You can't be a force in a promotion if you don't win. Like, they got the win thanks to a Jericho distraction last week. The hell? Oh, Jesus. Well, I can hear the crowd universally give their support to Trent. Or just going out. Trent's get... All right, well, at least we're cutting it off at a decent point here. Oh, God. Oh, the flag again. Yeah, we didn't even talk about this match coming up. Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. Like two guys that are basically best friends for the longest time are just now. Yeah, we're not having Bobby Fish come back, so we're definitely not getting Kyle to tag. Wow. Those glasses are amazing. We're not even going to commercial break. Let's bring Ospreay out right now. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. Is it just me, or has Will Ospreay ingratiated himself to every single person over here in the U.S. not named Paul Levesque? First of all, he calls out Levesque for what happened. Oh, they're going to commercial now, so that makes sense. He calls out Levesque for his comments just during WrestleMania week. This week he comes out on the RJ City show and tells everybody, yes, I'm autistic, I'm dyslexic, I cannot, I had to have somebody read my AEW contract to me so I can understand what it says. Every time he talks about anything, he's just being real about it. And just, it's a breath of fresh air. Somebody who loves to perform and is just himself. Because, yeah, it's a little... You don't need a storyline when it comes to Will Ospreay. He's just there to say, I'm the best wrestler in the world. I can do whatever I want. And if I want a title shot, you're going to give me a title shot for that. I still do believe it's going to be Swerve and Ospreay for the title at All In at Wembley. And that, to me, is going to be an absolute blow-away main event. But speaking of things in the future here, this is the last regular commercial break, so I usually give a rundown what's coming up for the next week here in the old gaming channel here. I have updated the tabs for the schedule tab here on Twitch. But Thursday, I will be around in the afternoon with Tears of the Kingdom. We just finished our first temple, sorry. So now we're working towards, then we're going to do a water temple next. But we got some grinding to do to get over there, so got a little bit of exploring to do. So we'll be doing that. Friday, I might be on. We'll see how things do about catching up with all the other podcasts and such. Saturday, AEW Collision, AEW Rampage, Sidecast, as well as my GM Fastlane pay-per-view immediately following. Sunday, AEW Dynasty. I will be here with Andre C. of Andre and Melball's Wrestling Talk, our local establishment. Saturday night's main event, and a whole lot more. We're going to be here talking back and forth about the show. And then Monday, MLB The Show. More than likely. We might even do a double stream that day. Violence by Design. Rip it off the TNA faction. Great. But if you guys haven't had a chance, check out Mikey Ruckus's X account. He actually put a mix that he did today where he took Claudio Castagnoli's 1812 Overture and put it into the Super Mario World theme. It actually sounds really cool when you listen to it. I did repost it on my account, but well, Claudio just said nope. Straight out of the gate. Oh my goodness. Reverse the Ricola bomb right off the bat. Uh-oh. Ha! Ospreay tried to go for the Hurricanrana and Claudio just says nope. Give these guys an hour. Put your sign down, sit down, ass. Yeah, sorry. I see the Roman Fears Ospreay sign and I just... deceptively jacked. Claudio's smart enough to get the hell out of the way. I'd rather take a chop than a splash, right? I think Ospreay's just going to say, make sure those top pads are off the... That one guy in the crowd's just hanging onto that foam pad that's supposed to go on top, and he's like, maybe I won't deal with it. Oh, there he is. Security just steals it. Ospreay! Oh. I wanted to see an uppercut out of that. Well, Claudio knows how to play the heel when he needs to, and I definitely think he's going to have to do that here. So one thing about AEW that's pretty fun, actually, the fact you don't have to worry about heels or faces for the most part. I'd really like to have the Callis family not filled in by Canada. That's where we're going to have our Hook Jericho match in Winnipeg. And he'll say, if I can't beat him, I'm going to leave. So Jericho can have his last match in Winnipeg for a while. He'll come back. These guys go back and forth. Once again, it's another match that just could... It could not only main event a pay-per-view, fit anywhere on a pay-per-view. It was tough, but he got it. Oh, don't, no. Ospreay's got to realize springboards don't work with Claudio. I don't think anybody should ever do a springboard on Claudio. He's just too damn strong. Maybe Hobbs could do it. Sorry, just checking a quick note that came down the pipe. Nothing horrendous here. Just I do love that they do a spot like that has to keep Ospreay out for 9 seconds during the picture. Sort of the way that you can slow the pace of the match down without taking the momentum out of it, because the picture, no matter what, is going to slow things down. It fascinates me with the kind of psychology you can do with certain wrestlers like this. Because, like, Ospreay, Castagnoli, they both could go quick, they both could go slow. But you know what the goal is for both of them, right? Ospreay doing the 2K24 kick out there. When I mean 2K24 kick out, if you're doing the mini games, unless you're actually intentionally wait, which I never recommend you do because you could screw up. It's a flick game. You got to match the moving target to the spot where you got to stop it. And if you miss, you're out. But as soon as you hit up and match it up, you are going to get, you'll get the kick out right away. And it just doesn't feel natural in some matches to kick out at one. Except you're at AEW, you can kick out at any time without a problem. And once again, Claudio just slowing things down, nothing crazy. And I think that's a reverse cravat. Because I know if the hands are up versus down there, that's an actual cravat. I've learned that from Chris Hero. Oh my goodness. You want to talk about two shots in a hurry there. I'll give it to Callis. He does know the psychology of what you need to do in certain spots here. We're already getting to this is awesome, Chads. I love it. Huluva kick. Forearm shot to the face. Try to go for the Tiger Driver. Nice reversal. Oh no, steal a finisher. Except it's an absolute crapshooter there. I'm not. That looked like crap what Ospreay put on. Now reverses over into a crossface. doing such an amazing job here, Claudio. And you notice that little extra little bit. Oh my goodness. That was close. You notice that little bit of help Claudio gave Ospreay there on that flip over? Because he might not have made it, so he actually put his back, like his back was down. He actually pushed him up so he'd get over. The one chant I wish they would have recorded for the from the crowd for the video game. You tell me for all the music that they have in that game, they can't have a Fight Forever chant from the crowd? So we get 420 Collision with RVD this Saturday. That's going to be a lot of fun. Could you imagine Ospreay losing this close to the pay-per-view? So yeah, next week we end up getting Will Hobbs and John Moxley, which would be a hell of a lot of fun. Jesus. Counter, counter, boom. Ricola, oh my God. Claudio, thank you for doing your neck exercises because you just landed on it there. That was rough. Oh, no way. Burning hammer there. Let's put it this way. That was the 2020s burning hammer. If that would have been the 1980s burning hammer, that would have been straight on Ospreay's head. Okay. Spanish fly out of nowhere. Gotta love it. Yeah, Renee just tweeted outside. Perfect. Claudio Castagnoli. Oh! Ooh! The one man who could get that twirl of a finger over the first time in what? 30 years? Hey, Crowder. Dynamite's been great tonight. It hasn't been overloaded in matches. Oh, my goodness. Ospreay just counted the giant swing into a DDT. And then straight into a tornado off the top. My God, this match. There's a hidden blade. That's going to do it. Amazing job here. Wow. You notice how Ospreay just took that match and just took it on the crescendo right at the end there? And full grade to Claudio there. Claudio to Ospreay, a fantastic match. I'd like to see it go another 30 minutes. Where's Ospreay going? Shouldn't he be breaking this up? Oh, here comes Mr. Box. I can see Ospreay coming up and breaking all this up right away. And Ospreay's like, what the hell? We still got a closing segment coming up here yet with Joe and Swerve, I do believe. And Ospreay's like, what the hell is this? And Ospreay's just walking off. I love it. But yeah, we still have... Swerve said he was coming out here tonight. But... yeah, just a reminder, they are at Daly's Place next week, so you're going to see a lot smaller venue. And then Saturday, we're going to get the Elite versus FTR and Pac, which is going to be amazing. What? Fletcher Takeshita, Danielson Castagnoli, Bunkhouse Brawl a day before the... Saturday's going to be worth watching, folks. I believe... All right, they're gonna be running down this card now. So, yeah, Willow and Copeland versus Brody King and Julia Hart ended up being sort of like 2 one-on-one matches, and even that women's part of it was just maybe half a match, as Willow got attacked before the match by an unknown assailant, came out, took the hot tag. Little bit of a schmoz, and then Julia knocked her out with a chain, put her in Heartless, got the victory. Jericho versus Hook. I hope that's the end of it. I really do. All right, well, we'll get back to the recap here in just a moment, but I guess we'll see if there's going to be a dancing going on here tonight. Oh, here he comes. Swerve when I drive, and I swerve when I drive, and I'm gonna come to Indy cause I gotta win a championship. I gotta take off Joe cause he is way too slow. They're not even waiting for him to get down to the ring. I like this. They're cutting off time here. I would hope you're challenging for the AEW World Championship of the AEW World Champion. Well, maybe that's just me. this is all done in the overrun, which is actually pretty smart for AEW here. He's just showing fear. Sweet tooth ass out here. Nice. I feel sorry for these victims. Yeah, Swerve said to hell with it. I'll come see you. Stomped them all out. That's like a 7-10 split in bowling. Swerve just literally parted the seas with a stomp. All right, here we go. This is how we're going to end the night. Is it his ribs or is it his shoulder? Incredible they got him in the shoulders, not the heads. Yeah, well. Tribute to Swerve. He's actually... Oh, there's a little drive-by boot. I love how Swerve just came perfectly out of nowhere. They got the camera shot right. Uh-oh. Joe's going to hit that muscle buster now. Yep. No, this is it. And that'll just knock him out right now. This is how you close out a pre-pay-per-view show. Your challenger knocked down, your champion dominant. Everybody says all the odds are against the challenger. This is how you prove it tonight. But yeah, just a great way to finish off the night. We had a great match between Mariah May and Deonna Purrazzo, where Deonna got the victory. Little bit of a makeup incident with Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm at the end there that wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. We unfortunately got the segment with Hook and Jericho that ultimately led us to Jericho shoving Taz, and now it's become an FTW Championship match at the pay-per-view. Thank you very much, Jericho. Something we didn't really want, but anyway. On the pre-show, they announced they're going to do a trios title for title with the Bang Bang Gang and the Acclaimed. And Orange Cassidy basically started a feud with, continued his feud with Trent because Orange Cassidy beat Shane Taylor, and then Shane Taylor Promotions tried to beat up Cassidy. Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal were coming for the save, but they got blocked by Trent, who basically said, go nuts on Orange. We saw Mercedes for about 5 seconds tonight, which is about enough. If she's not going to wrestle, it's just fine to have that. Had a lot of interviews getting in here. And then that trios match. We got FTR. We had the EVPs. I keep getting the 3-letter acronyms all over the place. We had the EVPs. I got Okada versus Penta, Garcia, and Pac, which we all knew Garcia was going to take the pin on that, which he did. They ended up beating up Penta and Garcia after the match. And then they announced for Saturday they're going to have Okada and the Bucks taking on FTR and Pac this time, getting ready for the pay-per-view. So we got a jam-packed collision coming up this Saturday. And then I'm sure they're going to load up Rampage as well because it's going to be a 3-hour celebration. I'm assuming RVD is going to be highlighting the Rampage show just because it is on 420. Smoke them if you got them.